Hello, my name is Miss Sasha. I am a teaching artist in the PACE program with the Lafayette Parish school system in Lafayette, Louisiana. Today, we will create Farm Friend by drawing a pig and a sheep on a farm. The supplies that you need to gather are pretty simple. Let me show you. You need a white piece of paper. It could be a piece of copy paper, 8.5 by 11. I would grab 2. You'll need glue, scissors, pink, yellow, red, green, black, and brown crayon. And if you happen to have a little piece of pink construction paper and a little piece of black construction paper, that would be great. If you don't, I have another way to do it. Now is a good time to pause your video to collect your supplies. Once you have everything you need, come on back and press play. Now that we've gathered all of our supplies, let's get started with the background where our barn will be and where our farm animals will eventually graze in the field. Here we go. I've already folded this paper, but you can take one of your pieces of paper and fold it in half, just like this, and then we're all set to go. All right, let's start by getting our green crayon. Mine's broken, doesn't have any paper, all is good. You see where the fold is? We're going to make a curved line that goes above the fold, not too high. Watch, from this end all the way over to here. This will be our horizon line where our sky will meet the earth. Okay, here we go. In this grass down here, we can put some zigzag grass. Keep it all in the grass line underneath the horizon line. There we go. While you make your zigzags, I'll go ahead and tell you a few pig and or sheep facts. Let's see. Does anyone know what a baby pig is called? I'll give you a few seconds. A baby pig is called a piglet. And how about a baby sheep? A baby sheep is called a lamb. If you guessed a lamb, you're right. Do you have your zigzags? Perfect. I'm going to take my green crayon now. It doesn't have any paper, so if yours doesn't have any paper, you can always peel it or just color with the end. It's fine. I'm going to pinch my crayon like this, and I'm going to rub it in my grass just so our field is filled with green grass, just like that. Okay, if you're coloring with a crayon, just go ahead and fill it in. It doesn't have to be completely green. That's okay with me. While you're filling that in, I'll let you know that a daddy pig, those are called boars, and a mama pig is called a sow. Whereas a daddy sheep is called a ram, and a mommy sheep is called a ewe. Some of those I knew, and some of those I didn't. Did you? Perfect. Do you have all of your zigzag grass and your shading in? Great. I just want to remind you that at any point, if I get ahead or you just need a little extra time, you can always press pause and get all caught up and then press play whenever you're ready to begin again. Okay, let's go ahead and grab a black crayon. We're going to work on our barn. Our barn is going to be on our horizon line. On the horizon line, go ahead and draw the best square you can. The best square that you can with your black crayon. Perfect. Inside of that square, draw a tiny square. That's great. Let's put the letter X inside of our square, our little square. Corner to corner, corner to corner. Perfect. On top of our big square, let's go ahead and draw a triangle. It'll go up, down. Ready? Up and down. Perfect. Now we're going to draw our silo. Our silo is on the side of our barn, And in our silo, the farmer might keep his feed or his seed or whatever it is that he needs in there. And that's just like a tall, skinny rectangle. It goes up, across, and down. Up, across, and down. It doesn't matter if your silo's on the left or the right side of the barn. On top of the silo, we're going to put a curved line. It goes curve. Perfect. And let's just put some straight vertical lines on the side of our silo. Great. When you're all done with that, you can grab your red crayon. Here's mine. And I'm going to color in my barn. Right over my X, right over my door, and up here on my silo, and up here on the curved line. Perfect. Do the best you can. It doesn't have to be colored in perfectly. Just as long as it's a red barn, we're okay with that. I'll give you a few minutes to color in the barn. While you're doing that, did you know that pigs are omnivores? Do you know what an omnivore is? An omnivore is an animal that eats plants and meat. We are omnivores. Humans are omnivores as well. But sheep are not omnivores. They are herbivores. They eat vegetation such as grass. They eat a lot of grass. That's why they graze out in the field, because they're eating grass. Are you all done with your barn? Perfect. Let's go ahead and grab our brown. We're going to make a little fence. And the fence is just 2 horizontal lines and little vertical lines that make your fence. I can fit one on both sides. If you can't, that's okay. Go ahead and add your fence. Now anything can go in your sky. On my picture, I went ahead and put a sun and some clouds. What's something else that you could put in your sky? You have any good guesses? Someone might want to put a rainbow in the sky. It might be a night sky, so you could put a moon and some stars. It could be raining. It could be snowing. You have to decide what you put in your sky. In my sky, I went ahead and added a sun and some clouds. I can go ahead and do that now. I'm going to use my yellow. I'm going to put the sun on this side this time. It's a round ball in the sky that's all colored in nice and bright. And after that, I can make my sun rays nice and long because it's a hot, sunny day on my farm. You can color in the sky blue if you'd like, or purple or orange, whatever color you feel like your sky needs to be. I'm going to go ahead and add some clouds, and they can be as puffy as you want, as little or as big. This one might go halfway off the page. This one might be over here in the sun. No wrong answers with these clouds. You look up in the sky, all the clouds are super different, so no matter what you do is going to be just fine with me. Great, that's our background. Our background is going to be behind our pig and our sheep. That's why our pig and our sheep look so big. They're much bigger than the barn, but that just tells me that the barn is far, far away. It's in the background, and our pig and our sheep is going to be close to us. It's going to be in the front. We call that the foreground. So we're going to go ahead and get started doing that. I think we're all ready to create our farm friends. Here's that other piece of paper I was talking about. Go ahead and fold that piece of paper in half, the same as we folded the other paper. Only this time we're going to place it in front of us horizontally, just like this. I'm going to put mine in front of my farm because I'm going to be working on my pig and my sheep right here. I'm going to have a pig on this side and a sheep on this side. They're not going to go all the way to the top of the page. We're going to work with them down here. Let's start with our sheep. Go ahead and get your black crayon. Perfect. I'm going to work on this side. I'm going to put a little sheep head right here in the middle of my page. I'm going to start with a little line. Look, it's not too much longer than part of my finger. See? Perfect. And then we're going to do 2 lines that go down. 1, 2. Perfect. Underneath here, let's make a tiny little straight line. And now we're going to connect them. Watch. Diagonal, diagonal. That's his little sheep head. Let's go ahead and add his ears on these top 2 corners. His ears are ovals and an oval. And I can go ahead and color them in with that black crayon. Great. Look at these little sheep's ears. See? And sheep come in all different kinds of colors. These have black faces. These have white faces. Here we go. Let's do his eyes. By the side of his face, we're going to do a curved line and a curved line. And inside of those, we're going to put a little eye in each one. Great. Now let's make his little nose. His little nose right underneath his eyes is going to be like a little letter V. Just like these guys. And a straight line that goes all the way down to the bottom to that straight line. Perfect. Let's give him a little bit of zigzag hair. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Great. Now we're going to make his body a big round circle. We're not going to go right around his head so he doesn't have a body. We're going to make it a little bit larger. I'm going to start above his head, and I'm going to go almost to this fold, down to the side of the page, and back around. He's a big, fluffy sheep. He has not been sheared yet. See, these are much fluffier. Perfect. Inside of this circle, we're going to do our spiral lines that are going to make him look like he's a fluffy sheep that's full of wool. So I'll go around and around and around and around. These are spirals. If you can't make spirals, then just do scribbles. Look, scribbles make the perfect wool for your sheep. See that? Look, he's all full of wool. While you're making your spirals or your scribbles, I'm going to give you another sheep fact. A group of sheep is called a flock or a herd or a mob. Sheep like to stay together in herds. It makes them easier to move together to another greener pasture. They're usually moved by a sheepdog and their sheep herders. They have a field of vision of around 300 to 360 degrees. That means they can pretty much see things that are behind them without turning their head, almost like an owl does. An owl can see almost all the way around him. Yes. And this is pretty interesting, that a sheep is the most common farm animal in the whole world. That is crazy. When you're all done with your wool, go ahead and get your brown, and we're just going to color in his little face, not his eyes, but right over his nose, his little brown face. We're not going to add his legs yet because we're going to cut those out of construction paper. Now that our sheep has all of its wool, let's go ahead and make his friend, the little pig. Go ahead and grab your red crayon. We're going to start with his little snout. Okay? Actually, we're going to start with his little nose holes, his little nostrils first. Go ahead and put his nostrils on there. That was easy. All right, now we're going to make a circle or an oval around his nostrils. This will form his snout. There. Perfect. Right above his snout, we'll do his 2 little eyes. Let's go ahead and do that with the black crayon. Right above there, his little eyes. go. Perfect. And we're going to make a circle, which is going to be his head, around the eyes and the snout. Still using the red. Perfect. The next two shapes we're going to make are going to be two little triangles. We're going to make his ears. Look at how big his ears are. Watch. Up, down, up, down. Perfect. The next shape we're going to make is going to be a circle, and it's going to be his body. His body is going to go around his ears and his head. We'll start at the top, and we'll go around, not making it too much bigger than our little sheep over here. Perfect. Great. While we have our little black out, let's go ahead. I'm going to go over his eyes again, his little snout. If you want to make a little mouth underneath on his little head, you can. It's perfect. And since our pig is going to be pink, we're going to go ahead and get our pink crayon. But I do want you to notice that pigs come in all different colors. This is a little black and white one. This one has different kinds of spots. So they're not all pure pink as we see kind of in our imagination or in a lot of books. Okay, so now that I have my pink, I'm going to go ahead and color in the whole pig with the pink. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be good enough for you. Oops, my pink broke. Happens all the time. No big deal. Great. My pig is all pink. And while you're coloring in your pig nice and pink, I will tell you a few little pig facts. A snout is a very important part on the pig. It's his little nose area. It's important for him to be able to find food in the ground, and they use it for sensing the world around them. So they have a pretty sensitive nose. And I'm sure you all know that pigs like to splash around in the mud. But do you know why? Well, they like to splash around the mud to keep their bodies cool. But they're really very clean animals. So when they're not trying to be cool, they're trying to be clean. So people have pigs for pets because they're so smart. So that's an interesting fact. But do know that those pigs will get really, really big. So pigs are also known as hogs or swine. And pigs have 4 toes on each foot. That's a lot of toes. They have 4 feet, so they have 4 toes on each foot. We're not going to add the legs to our pig, just like we did not add the legs to our sheep, because we're going to add those with construction paper, or another cool idea I'll show you in a minute. I do want to show you some of my students' artwork. We did these farms in kindergarten with oil crayons and watercolor resist. We added chickens, we added fences, and we added tractors. And I just want to show you how different they all are. Look at this one. Sunshines. Little grass at the bottom by their feet. Some of our pigs got really big. Super cute. So after we're done with this, you'll know how to draw sheep and pigs, and you can go ahead and show somebody else or create a whole nother farm adding different things to your farm. Let's go ahead and cut our sheep and our pig out. Be careful. It doesn't, I kind of stay away from the edge. You could do the best you can. If you're having a hard time, you can always ask mom or dad or maybe a brother or a sister to help you. After I'm done cutting them out, I'm going to go ahead and get my glue. Remember, you can stop the video at any time if you need to get all caught up. You don't need a lot of glue. Look, not too much. Look. I'm going to put my pig on the opposite side, different from this one, just so you see that they can all be slightly different. He might be tucked behind there. Perfect. You can go ahead and get your black and add his little tail, pig little swirly tail. Good job. So I'm going to get this paper. This is the extra paper that we use for our pig and our sheep. I'm going to show you how to make legs. You can make legs out of a little piece of pink construction paper and a little piece of black construction paper, but if you don't have that, you can always just use pink, and you can color a little square, a little rectangle of pink, and then your black, color a little rectangle of black. Ooh, that looks like blue. Let me get, oh, where my black went. Oh well, it will have to do. You can always improvise. Now, what you can do next is cut your little rectangle out. Just like that. Cut 4 little strips. 1. It'll look like this. 2. 3 and 4. You can just go ahead and put 4 little stripes of glue and glue your little strips on there. Watch. 1, 2. You can make your little sheep look like he's kicking it up. Look, he's dancing. And then you can take your pink, do the same thing. 4 little strips. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You basically do the same exact thing. Put 4 little stripes of glue and add his little legs. 1, 2. This one will kick it up too, like he's dancing. Perfect. There, we have our little farm friends. Even though my guy's got blue legs, it doesn't always have to be exactly what you see. It can just be kind of what you feel and what you feel like doing, or using the supplies that you do have. So we'll be posting a new lesson every day at 10 o'clock Standard Central Time for kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade, each tied to an academic curriculum. Some lessons will be in visual arts, and some lessons will be in creative movement. So be sure to come back and make art with us tomorrow. If you're interested in supporting programs like this, you can donate to the Acadiana Center for the Arts. They're the nonprofit who manages the PACE program. And you can use the link in the description. Help keep our artists working and share our videos and keep making art.